Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. My name is Tanay Tiwari. It's India versus Pakistan day. India won the toss and opted to field first, put Pakistan into bat. And because there was some movement, we saw this in the first game as well. It seemed like a good decision. And in the end, you can say it was. Pakistan couldn't bat their full 20 overs. 147 is all they could manage. Mohammad Rizwan did hold fort, but took up a lot of deliveries while doing that. 42 balls for his 43. Iftikhar, of course, scored 28 of 22. Key wicket takers, Bhuvneshwar Kumar 4, Hardik Pandya 3, Arshdeep Singh 2. India will be a happy unit. Will they be? Don't take my word. Take theirs. Mr. Joy Bhattacharjya, Mr. Parthiv Patel, welcome. PPPDA, India will be happy with this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, obviously, when you're playing a T20 game, you might just get a couple of sixes here and there. Yeah. And it never looked like, it can say 147, but it never looked like they're going to get to 147. Yeah, Pakistan was in the game. Till 10th over, I thought they were 68 or 65 for 2. And when you have 8 wickets in your hand in the last 10 overs, you back yourself to get 90 or 100. But I thought, India came back really well. I thought use of short delivery was outstanding today, especially from Hardik when he bowled that couple of overs. He had gone for 15 in 2 overs, and then he came back and took these 3 wickets. And obviously, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was outstanding. He knew, how to use those short balls, which India did not use it in a World Cup game with Babar Azam and Rizwan.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you could see the change, and Bhuvi been outstanding. If he can swing the ball, get the pace going, and 4 wickets in 26. What I personally liked about this Indian bowling lineup is India is getting teams out, all out. Yeah. Very, very frequently. If you say West Indies series, India got them out thrice or 4 times. South Africa series also, India got the team out in 20 overs. For a bowling unit to do that, it's a great. I think it's a great sign for Indian cricket.
Correct. If you look at that bowling card again, and that's one question that I wanted to ask you. Ever since I saw him bowl those short balls, and it's not this game. It's been since that England series, we saw his duel with Liam Livingstone as well. He was teasing him, he's playing with his ego. But we all have to remember that Hardik Pandya came from a back injury. Right? There was a surgery. For him to bowl these short balls must take a lot of effort, and that shows not only his commitment but also his fitness levels now.
I mean, not just effort here. I mean, I'm sure we've seen a lot of videos. We've seen him, knowing that he's putting a lot of effort into his fitness. I think it all comes down to that. It wasn't never a doubt of Hardik Pandya's skills. It was never a doubt whether he can bowl 140 or can hit sixes or not. It was only about his back injury, and he had to put in a lot of hours. He had to change his the routine of life, which he did. We've seen him. I know for a fact that he used to wake up at 5, sleep at 9. They had to change his lifestyle completely around 180 degrees, and you can see the result. I think when Hardik Pandya, someone like a proper bowler who can give you 4 overs, a batter who can bat from number 3 to number 7 now is shown that versatility, and so that's when you actually give yourself a chance to play with 12 players. Yeah, it becomes that valuable a player in a side. So I think, I've been well done to him, the way he's worked hard and the way he's using those short balls. Yeah. He's using again top players. Here he's also got India back in the game. England series, we've seen how he's bowled. So well done. I think India would like to probably preserve him, not play against Hong Kong and sides like that.
Yeah,
just
he's already put it in. But there. Bubble wrap him, please. Bubble wrap him. That's true. Yeah. Why not?
No, absolutely. If you look at the game, very 4 phases of the game. So first 6 overs, and there's the early 2 wickets. And I think Fakhar Zaman's wicket was an important wicket because, one down was important. When the second went down, what happened was Rizwan goes into a shell. Okay, then Iftikhar Ahmed is doing scoring. Then they make up, come to that situation, 87 for 2 with 12 down, That's a launchpad kind of situation. Yeah. And that's when Hardik comes with his second spell. And those 5 overs, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5 overs, just 1 boundary, 4 wickets. That is basically where the back of the Pakistan team was broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the place. And look, as he said, last few overs, you're going to get a few edges, a few balls will go for 6. So you went for 25, 30 odd in the last 3. That's bound to happen, because people are going to swing the bat, something is going to connect. But I thought that bowling from 13 to 17 and what Bhuvi did was absolutely outstanding.
It's all about T20 cricket. People do talk about restricting, but the key is to take wickets. Even here also, if you look at this, last over we what 18, 19 runs came in last 2 overs. Yeah. But we could restrict
of the last 8 balls.
We could restrict the Pakistani team because they were kept taking wickets at the regular interval. Every time there was a phase where wickets were not being taken, you can see the runs between say Iftikhar Ahmed and Rizwan's partnership, or you can see starting and I mean, look at ninth wicket. It was what, for 18.3 overs, they were 128, and they ended up at 147. And didn't take a wicket there.
Yeah.
So it's all about taking wicket. It's all about keeping that attacking mindset not only in batting, but it is important to keep that mindset while bowling also, because you're bound to get hit 6 here and there or a 4. But yeah, I think India's overall attacking mindset, which is making the talk, because that is the reason why India is getting teams out in under 20 overs.
Correct. Now, Joy, one of the things, of course, this attacking approach suits more the batting style, because there the visual effects of it are very evident now. But the one thing that wasn't happening with Team India's bowling also was the fact that they weren't picking as many wickets in the power play. Now, with this new regime change, with the new kind of approach, they started picking wickets consistently inside the power play, and that's helping as well.
That's helping as well. The interesting thing was Arshdeep being used up front. Because, when you have Avesh, you'd think the new ball goes to Avesh and Bhuvi.
Yeah.
Because Arshdeep they were using for the 6th over and then using him for the right in the end overs, right?
Yeah.
Death overs. But they changed tactics out here. And I think what they figured was that there was a little bit of swing out there and they wanted it to give it to Arshdeep and Bhuvi. What's happened is the emergence of Bhuvi. If you see, that's important. And now if Bumrah comes back, Bhuvi is there, Bumrah comes back, then you have now the core. Arshdeep is looking really good as a death bowler, because neither of these are technically really, I mean, Bumrah is a brilliant bowler anyway.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to use him only for the death, because you want him to take wickets up front. So now you're beginning to have, okay, this is the core of my bowling attack. And I think that is important. The re-emergence of Bhuvi is a very important thing for India.
I think just to add to that, I think all of them are different kind of bowlers. Bhuvi can swing the ball, and now he's put in a bit of pace. Arshdeep is out left arm seamer, and Bumrah is obviously the way he bowls. We know he can do everything. Hardik comes in and takes wicket like this. Yuzvendra Chahal gives you that variety of leg spin. You have R. Ashwin not playing. If there are a couple of lefties in the side, you might want to throw in. Jadeja, obviously, he's this bowler. Jadeja and maybe someone like Jadeja will be used at 5th or 6th bowler, and that exactly what India was missing in the World Cup was a lot of talk about the number 6 bowler. I mean, it gives a lot of cushion to a captain when they know that they have only 5 bowlers. So that's when you can take chances. You can go attacking, knowing that you have a cushion of a couple of overs from either Ravindra Jadeja or someone else.
But you've got to give credit to Rohit Sharma, the captain here as well. I mean, of course, he's talked a lot about role clarity. He's been very verbal about saying that I want role clarity. And of course, in the batting, that's evident. In the bowling, that's evident as well. We saw today Avesh Khan was picked ahead of Ravichandran Ashwin. And you said this, PBpedia, you said that he's being picked, and I think it's because of the conditions. And he was bang on with that.
He was, and that's what you do. I mean, you pick a bowler on a T20 game. What Rohit Sharma's strength as a captain is taking a decision on his feet right there, right now, according to the situation.
Yes.
And you have Avesh Khan, your number 1 out-and-out bowler, but he bowled only 2 overs.
Yeah.
But those were effective. He got a wicket. He's done his job. He brought in Hardik Pandya at the difficult time on the 3rd over. He took a couple of wickets. There was no need for bowling Avesh Khan. Otherwise, as a captain, sometimes when you know that I have played a particular player for only 1 skill and I'm not giving him 4 overs. So I think that's something which speaks a lot about how Rohit Sharma takes his decision on feet.
Also, what's happened is now he's been released.
Yeah.
So as a captain, you have cards on the table, and how one of the reasons why Dhoni has been so successful as a captain is he's always gone with 6-7 bowlers, in a traditional CSK team or the India teams that he ran. What's happening here is Hardik is not your designated 6th bowler anymore. Yeah. He's bowling sometimes like your 2nd bowler, your 3rd bowler, your 1st bowler, So what happens then is the captain he does not need to say ki I have to take this 5th over, these 2 will share the last 4 overs. Yeah. Any 2 can share the last 4 overs, depending on the match situation. So that is a huge relief. There was a time when in the India team, you knew these 2 people will bowl the last 4 overs, or if this guy gets out, only this guy will bowl only 2 overs if somebody gets hit. That thing has now changed. And the more cards you give a captain like Rohit, who's, as he said, a very good tactical captain, on the field captain, the more cards you're giving him, the better he can play, the better he can manage his resources. And Hardik's bowling is allowing him to do that.
That is so true. As we said, wrap Hardik Pandya in a bubble wrap already. Please, we need him at that T20 World Cup. With that bounce especially that we saw today, we need him at that T20 World Cup. And I kind of remember this this thing that he said to Harsha Bhogle on Cricbuzz and Conversation, a great show you must watch. He said that I don't like performing on these in these easy games. I want tough situations. I want to win the World Cup. I want to be on the big stage. And today was another big stage. Of course, he was coming back. This is a multi-nation tournament. And he showed what he's worth. But the one place where Pakistan would say the batters could perhaps have proven their worth further is this batting scorecard, Parthiv? I mean, the way they started, of course, they lost Babar early. Mohammad Rizwan, we came on the 10th overs at the Combox as well, and you said it's not like he's trying to hold fort, he's trying to hit, but those shots are not coming off. And then towards the end as well, they just didn't fire.
Yeah, I thought under pressure he was trying to hit it too hard. I thought he wanted to send ball to Sharjah from Dubai. I think that's what usually happens when you know that you're under pressure. You have to keep hitting, and that's when you lose your control, you lose your shape, and that's exactly what was happening with Mohammad Rizwan. Could be one of off day because we've seen how good a player he is, how good Babar Azam is. But looking at the scorecard again, I thought Pakistan was playing the way they have been playing. Yeah. There is nothing new here. They wanted Mohammad Rizwan to play till 15-16 over or Babar Azam, and then they wanted Iftikhar Ahmed, Asif Ali or Khushnil Shah to come in and play those little cameos in last 5 overs. So there is nothing new here. Yes, they got only 147. I don't think they were even targeting 175. Yeah. They are not the team which are anyway targeting 175, 180. They want 160, 165. They probably would be thinking that they were 15-20 runs short. But there is nothing new in their approach. That's the approach which they have been playing with.
All right, so that's all said and done. Of course, now they have 147 runs on the board, Joy. And they have the bowlers to still make a game out of this. I mean, there's lack of experience there. Naseem Shah is making his T20I debut, but Shahnawaz Dahani is a hit-the-deck bowler, tall bowler. Haris Rauf can do that job for them. Naseem Shah out-and-out pace, so they've still got that pedigree.
Yeah, absolutely. And Haris Rauf has been a very, very seasoned campaigner for them. If you look at his record, I mean, Shaheen Afridi gets he gets the big numbers or the big name. But Haris Rauf has been extremely consistent for them. Look, they have the bowlers. They will always have the bowlers. The question is, how does India start the match? And the other thing is that these are what they call tricky totals. Anything between 130 to 150 is a tricky total because batsmen are not sure how to approach it. The best way to approach it is, of course, think of it as a normal game and go as you're playing. But it's a very difficult thing to do because you tend to say, okay, let me take a few more balls, let me get set, then you put yourself under pressure. So all those things, when you have 160, 170 plus, you're just going to go for him from the first ball. It doesn't matter. So this is a tricky total. They just have to get settled in the first few overs and not make sure they don't get bogged down because that's one of the big things that they're there. But otherwise, it's a very doable, and especially with the experience that our top 3 or 4 have, this shouldn't be difficult.
All right, so the game is underway. KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma are indeed opening. So, PPPedia, you did not have your wish of seeing Virat Kohli.
It's just the first game of the Asia Cup.
Oh, yes, correct. Correct. Wait for it. Ladies and gentlemen, wait for it. Yes. There's still time for it. But I think, PPPedia is never wrong, right? You guys know that. So, Virat Kohli is effectively still opening because KL Rahul has just been dismissed. So, first
that's not something which I wished for. And
correct. I think all the things that Joy is wishing for are coming true. His score prediction came true. He beat PPPedia by that one ball that, of course, Khushnil Shah hit for a 6, and the score went from 141 to 147. So please make a wish. India's power play scorer should tell us that. Now we know that.
I'm still going with 47. 47.
47. Oh, okay. All right. It's working for you today.
I would say 42. I think this has become like a season of comebacks. You see Bhuvi, DK, and then who else made a comeback? Hardik Pandya's comeback. Yeah. So it could be Virat Kohli's day today.
All right. I say 51. Optimism. I said 130 for Pakistan. That didn't happen. Was about to happen. This time it will happen. Also, we're all praying for a good Virat Kohli knock today. He's come in. PPPedia's wish has come true, not of course the way he wanted it, but it has. All your wishes will also come true. All your questions will be answered. Hashtag Ask Cricbuzz Live. Don't forget to shoot them in. That's all that we have for you on Cricbuzz Live right now. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Parthiv, for joining us. Thank you to all of you as well. We'll of course see you at the 10th over mark with Cricbuzz Combox, and then at the end of the game with Cricbuzz Live as well. That's all that time that we have for you right now. See you at the 10th over mark.